All right, here we go. Another Schmolke investment team practice report. Another second practice in full pads, and we saw a lot of different action today. And we luckily at TigerBait.com we had 2 cameras out there. We saw some special team activity. We saw up close and personal how they're divvying up special team assignments amongst the staff, and I think we got a lot to say in this little update right here. And welcome in Buddy Songy to talk about it.
Saturday morning here out at the Ponderosa. Hope everybody doing well. Still celebrating that scintillating 66-63 win with the Lady Tigers taking down Utah. They play Miami 6 o'clock on Sunday. That has been a lot of the talk, but spring football, we give you some nuggets and some tidbits. Couple of guys that we talked about before weren't out there. Didn't see Jaylen Brown today. Didn't see J.K. Johnson. And we will give you some battles going on right now. Greg Penn, Harold Perkins, and Omar Spates all trying to be starting middle linebackers. And because of some of those defections, saw some new guys. Mike, it's obvious. Greg Brooks, Major Burns, and right now, Javian Toviano are your top 3 safeties. Look for Toviano to play early and maybe even start in the first game. He's a box safety, going to be right by the line of scrimmage. Man, he looks good physically, doesn't he?
He does. And let me ask you this, Denver Harris, what are the obstacles or the hoops that he's got to jump through to move up? If you say he starts at the back of the line and he's got to work his way up, how far of a jump is that going to be for him?
Well, we talked about it last time. Micah Baskerville was not taking care of his academics, so you start on the third team. Denver Harris was running with the 2s today because of some of those guys that were not out there. Zy Alexander still running with the 1s. Latirius Welsh was getting work with the 1s. Jeremiah Hughes is coming on. He's another true freshman along with the transfer Denver Harris, getting some reps at the 2 deep. We saw protection with the PAT and the field goal kicks. Oh, by the way, Damian Ramos, your number 1 kicker. Nathan Dybert, your number 2 kicker at this point in spring football.
I need to go back and look at my footage. There was one of the extra point kicks where it looked like the kicker took 2 extra steps. There was some distance there. I need to go back and look at that. It looked odd to me, but maybe it was fine and I was seeing things. But
no, he missed one.
Yeah,
he missed one today. But look,
no, I'm talking about the distance between the ball putting down and how far he was back from the holder. That looked a little odd to me, but maybe it was right and I was seeing things. But quarterbacks, what'd you see there? Because I still think Nussmeier is really looking really good. I like the sharpness on him, and Ricky Collins too, man. He looks different to me than when I saw him last year. I like the heft that he's got put on himself, and I don't know. And he's certainly getting a lot more reps than the third quarterback got last year.
And imagine that, Mike noticing that. Look, Jaden Daniels, we finally saw them go to the line of scrimmage and go down the field and make some plays. And oh, by the way, your starting 3 wides, Malik Neighbors, no doubt about it, Kyron Lacey, and Brian Thomas Jr. After that, you had Kyle Parker, a guy that you like a lot. Good to see Chris Hilton and Landon Abiata. Those were your 2 wide receivers. As we said, a lot of work going on. Running back still very thin. Every time we come out here, there's one less guy. So the bell cow running backs, Noah Kane and Trey Holly. After that, it is all walk-ons. I did see Deuce Chestnut and all those guys that are hurt. Mason Smith laboring a little bit today. He's not ready. So, look, when you got 10 or 12 on the sidelines running and limited and not being able to have full participation, it just goes and reinforces what we've been saying, Mike, that I just don't see any way, shape, and form how they're going to have an actual spring game on April the 22nd.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do that day, but I don't see any way they can have a spring game. I just don't. I don't know what they're going to do as far as scrimmages. We keep saying that. They're just going to have to do some unique things, and Brian Kelly's going to have to find the silver linings with all the extra teaching and classroom work they're going to be doing as far as teaching football to this staff. We got some buses pulling in here, doubleheader today at Alex Box. Mulkey's team saved what could have been a Black Friday as the baseball team had a really rough 10th inning. Softball team lost, and but Mulkey's team on the way to Elite 8, which is what we predicted, and big game with Miami tomorrow. So we get players today Initially, we were supposed to have Brian Kelly. They switched that. We're going to have player interviews up on TigerBait today. Again, if you're enjoying this update, our Schmolke investment team update, please hit that like button. And if you're not a subscriber to our YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button and that notification bell. We got a lot going up on our YouTube channel. Interviews, baseball, basketball, football, every day of the week. We've got something for you on our YouTube channel.
Bo Bordelon getting reps at center. This was some of the conjecture. He's right now the number 2 center. Look, we heard when Brian Kelly actually had the first press conference, Marlon Martinez is a senior. Charles Turner, of course, is also a senior coming back. He's been hurt the whole spring. So you heard Coach Kelly say, and I don't know if this guy goes in there and says, look, if I don't start, I'm going to leave. But you need to develop some depth. We've said it over and over again. Lance Hurd, DJ Chester, all the guys coming in, we know that. But once again, Bo Bordelon getting cross-trained at center with the second team today. McGowan, Mark Way, all those guys at tight end. Giovanni Peterson, all those guys getting plenty of reps. And as we said, we're trying to give you tidbits. But folks, like 3 members of the media said to me as they were leaving, it's almost wasting time, but we're here for you, and we couldn't do it without the Schmolke family.
Absolutely. Overwhelmed by all the news on social media in today's world, it's hard not to know what the real facts are. It is so difficult to sift through all the information at your fingertips. That's where the Schmolke investment team comes in. They will help you manage your money and make the decisions best suited for you and your family. No matter what your life situation is at the moment, getting married, starting a family, changing jobs, children going to college, or retiring, they are there to support you in making the best investment decisions for you and your individual situation. When you invest your money with the Schmolke investment team, you get over 40 years of investment experience to give you the confidence to make those important decisions. Let Brian or Bart Schmolke help you pursue the future you want. Call them at 318-448-3201. That's 318-448-3201. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA/SIPC, and nobody better than the Schmolke investment team right there in Alexandria.
Ryan Yates, another guy that is an early enrollee. We're number 21. He's been getting some reps. Mike, I think for the guys that came in early, they're trying to give them as much as they can. We know this is an elongated spring practice with extended through 6 weeks, so they're having the physical teaching. Then they can take them in the classroom and look and see what they did. Sage Ryan, you know, he was up at the front at the beginning. Now maybe he's fallen back a little bit. I just think Toviano is going to be your third safety with Brooks and Major Burns.
Major Burns really looks nice.
Major Burns looks good. Greg Brooks, let's remember what he did in that Auburn game. And you know, it's so crazy. I was watching the film. Somebody showed me this about what Harold Perkins did against Arkansas. This is going to be an interesting scenario when they keep him inside and playing the spy versus from the outside. He single-handedly impacted that Arkansas game. So they're not going to tell us any strategy, but you got to figure if Spates and Greg Penn can play inside, then you're going to see Perkins from the edge because he's as good as anybody in the country. And as we saw in that highlight, he doesn't miss when he's chasing down a quarterback or a running back in space.
Defensive ends, the newcomers, defensive line, newcomers, anybody there that you think is going to make the more of an impact than maybe some of the others that you think when you start talking about depth next season, who are some of the newcomers that you think are going to make their mark sooner than others?
Well, we talked about it with the depth chart. Ovi Ogofu, who has been fantastic so far. Parrish Shan, obviously Tank Gilry, and we know Savion Jones. This is his money year. Look, they're going to play a lot on the D-line, and I think Coach Kane is trying to get some of these guys to come on. As we know, Mekhi Wingo and Mason Smith are out for the spring, so you're going to have a lot of – hadn't seen much of Jalen Lee. Of course, we all know that kid. Everybody pulling for him to get into the 2 deep or the 3 deep. That all being said, look, folks, it's early on. You start to accrue some injuries. You already have other guys getting beat up. You just have to come to the realization it's year 2. You're not going to get much out of the spring, but I think they certainly are enjoying the teaching moments out here. But that's going to be an area, that D-line, where they play and they go 2 and 3 deep during the season.
So many pieces that are either hurt right now or all the arrivals are going to show up in June. You know, it's like what you see out there now is going to be a totally different animal come August. And so, but it sure does give the guys who are healthy and out here right now an opportunity to make some moves and plant the flag. So, got some really good footage. We talked about it the last Jancic. He's colorful out there. And so if you want to subscribe to TigerBait, I was shooting, Preston was out here this morning shooting, so we're gonna have double the video up on TigerBait later. But Jancic was really getting after him. He and Denbrock are your top two guys that are gonna have the right verbiage and is gonna be getting after the guys. And I think I have my microphone turned up, so you're gonna get a lot more of that today.
Hey, look, folks, I'll give you the analogy that we can all understand. This is like going to a 5-star restaurant, and all they're letting you have is salad and appetizers. Okay, we're not seeing any of the main
But we got better stuff today than
we
we
got
had.
better stuff, but once again, don't put too much stock in these spring practices, because it's just like I said last time, it's 40 or 50% of what you're going to see.
A lot of it's take and roll.
And look, you're finding out who can tough it out. It's still not easy. You're going to class. You're out here waking up early. When we talk to those players today, I know you're going to probably ask some of them, what's it like waking up earlier and practicing in the morning? So it's a little bit of a change, but once again,
well, you know, you've been there with us when we walk out, and I'm seeing these guys, they're loving it. So I'm assuming, I don't know what players we get. Hopefully we get Jaden Daniels today, or Nussmeier, or both. I hope we get at least one of the quarterbacks. I'm sure we might get a Will Campbell. We'll see who they bring out for us. But it seems very, very positive. Now, I know when I was that age, I don't know about you, I wasn't a morning person, but especially now when it gets dark late, you know, they've got the whole afternoon to be young people and enjoy themselves. We've had some great weather, even though it's affected baseball this weekend.
Don't want to beat up the previous special teams coach, but you had a much more standard blocking formation. You know, there was some crazy situations last year. You saw it against Florida State. You saw it in some games later on. And John Jancic, I guarantee you, whoever gives up a block PAT or field goal this year is going to get a case of the doghouse big time. So working on the little things. I was surprised Nathan Dibert was your second kicker. We expect him to still be the kicker. Ramos was a little fast, a little out of sync, but once he started kicking a few. Jay Bramblett, still your holder, and he's going to be a captain. And Slade Roy, number 44, still your deep snapper.
We're sitting here, and the tailgating for baseball, the food is hitting us. I'm smelling some baked beans and some barbecue. It's making me hungry. Big doubleheader today at Alex Box, right to our left. And so, thanks for tuning in to this Schmolke Investment Team report. We're going to have double the practice video up on TigerBait Premium. Go to TigerBait and subscribe for that. And of course, again here, hit the like button, subscribe button, and the notification bell. We thank you guys for supporting TigerBait.com and being a part of our YouTube and our TigerBait Premium community at TigerBait.com. And as always, thank to Buddy Songy for doing these with me. And anything you want to promote?
No, just I don't know when we're back out here. We don't have availability. I don't think Tuesday or Thursday next week, so might be a week. But hey, look, pull those Tigers through. Now you need to win that first game with the doubleheader today. I know most people are aware that there's a doubleheader today, 1 and 6:30. Of course, when we taped the show last time on Thursday, they had already changed the Friday game to noon. Unfortunately, lost in extra innings. I want to see Garrett Edwards get a chance to close, and nasty Nate Ackenhauser. Seen enough of Little right now, Coach.
Yeah, Little's, we'll see what's going to be, where he's going to slot going forward, but certainly they're going to want to work with him. But that one really got away from him. A lot of missed opportunities, bad base running, the works. But let's see if they can take 2 today and end up winning the series. It's going to be, this Arkansas team is well coached, and it's going to be a tough one today.
And Mike's going to have a one-on-one interview with the Cavender twins at some point during the weekend. Look, we talked about these young ladies from Miami. They are playing really well.
They are.
Alexis Morris with 4 clutch free throws down the stretch.
Amazing.
But did not get not 1 point from her bench. That's going to bite them in the butt if they don't play better. I think the nerves are out of there, and of course everybody in the country is wondering what outfield Coach Schmolke will don on the sidelines tomorrow night at 6 o'clock.
All right, guys, we'll see you on the other side, and hit that like button.